Right, so I decided to do a random little video for Morse Cave, just to start out on how to get there. You can go through the dimensional time gap, walk over to the sand pile in the second kind of area or copy of the first map, and that'll take you straight to the flame basin, talk to Tamarin, and you'll be at the instant start point. One key point about the instance is once you finish it, you need to exit the instance, the same with Geffen Magic Tournament, so that you can talk to that guy and conclude the quest. Otherwise, you'll be on cooldown the next day when you go and try and finish up. So don't forget to finish the quest when you're done with it. Everything in the instance is demon except for the actual bosses themselves. The bosses are demi-human, and the necromancer, the final boss, has 80 million HP, and he is earth element. So bring a fire converter and your iron cannonballs for that. I haven't played in a while, so again, this is a really random video. I was planning on releasing videos of a like 140 something genetic doing all the MVPs with like a budget build, like less than 500 mil in gear. But I got lazy and I never strung the clips together. So this one's just easier because it's all one clip and I don't have to do a lot of work for it. But yeah, the gear that I updated was I switched my lower headgear to Love Piece so that I could switch to Excellion Shield, because prior to that I was using Mad Bunny Special, which gave me uninterrupted cast time. Excellion Shield doesn't do that. So if I'm not using foods, I like to have the instant cast. And the reason I don't run like a more instant cast focused build, like the reason I don't +9 my dex boots or put like dex in my accessories, is because I like to be able to have cast time without removing gear in order to cast shield spell to get the attack buff. So yeah, I have Love Piece to keep me from not interrupting my cast. I don't have anything that would add damage in my lower slot, and I don't need Tengu for the HP leech because I already have Malicious Shadow armor, and I often use Thanatos Hammer. For like the minor parts of the instance where you're just kind of grinding through it and there's no reason to deal a bunch of damage, you can three-shot these guys pretty easily. If I were to not use food, I would just use a Kingbird Malicious Thanatos Hammer instead, and I'd three-shot, because I'm not going to two-shot. So if it's not gonna save me a cart cannon, there's no point in dealing more damage. So in that case, I just go for resistance or uh, sustain from the Thanatos Hammer. But yeah, also I upgraded to Excellion Shield. It's only +9 right now, so it's only giving, I think it's like 30 attack per 3 upgrades, so it's giving 90 attack. I could get it to +12, but I'm not in a rush to do it. I will eventually. Um, but yeah, it's good for now. And then for the armor, I'm using a nature dress when I get to the bosses. Other than that, I've had the abyss dress forever. So overall, not too many updates to the gear compared to what I've already posted before. Um, One mistake I made was I used a Hodremlin Excellion shield instead of my Alice, um, because everything in here is boss type. So I could probably not use a Deviling, and I could probably get away with just using an Alice instead, but ultimately it doesn't really matter. Um, Hodrumlin has its perks, like you get Flee. So this is the boss portion. I just kind of talked through the middle part because there's like no challenge to it whatsoever. Basically for this, I just switched to my demi-human killing gear, so the nature dress and the KVM mace. Um, my Midas is only +12 and my KVM is only +12, and I'm probably never going to try and +14 them because it's kind of pointless. And yeah, so this one only has like a couple HP. And I do want to point out one of the biggest inconsistencies in the game is the spelling of Morocc. Like, there's a field map that has like Morocc, and then sometimes they spell it Morroc. And like half the monsters are named Morroc, and half of the monsters are named Morocc. And it's like they couldn't figure out how to spell their own like antagonist's name, or like the name of the city. They couldn't figure out what they wanted to go with. So like it's this random half-ass job where like nothing is really named what it's supposed to, and I don't even know what the correct one is because it's so inconsistent. But as far as killing this guy, you just are going to convert your damage into fire property by using a elemental converter scroll. Make sure you're using iron cannonballs. Make sure you have your demi-human stuff on. And I got really unlucky in this clip because my runaway magic didn't proc one time using the fire, or not, demonic fire, which is pretty unlucky. But if it does go off, you go from doing 400k cart cannons to I think like 800 or 750, something like that. It's a lot more damage and you kill them a lot quicker. One last thing, you want to macro this. Like if you want to auto hockey that you can just hold down a button that will go like cart cannon click, cart cannon click, cart cannon click until you take your hand off the button because like you'll break your hand doing 80 million damage in cart cannons. But yeah, ultimately it doesn't take very long. You get 2 prize of heroes, and in this clip we got an armor. And what was that armor? It was not a heroic trade mail, but it was a heroic plate, which is worth about 400 mil. So it was a good run overall. I hope you maybe learned something, but it was a pretty easy instance. All right, have a good one, guys.